Did you know that Escape the Tsunami has secrets that almost nobody talks about? Hidden brainrots, hackers dominating the global leaderboard, removed vendors, and even old designs that looked completely different from what we see today. Some of these things disappeared from the game. Others were changed without many players even noticing. And a few can only be remembered by the people who were there when the game first started. Today I'm going to show you some lost media, removed features, and forgotten details from Escape the Tsunami that many players either forgot about or never even knew existed. Trinity. This brainrot existed when the game had just started and the community was still very small. At that time, many mechanics were still new and the developers were experimenting with different ideas. It was purchased with Robux and if I'm not mistaken, it cost 2,000 Robux, which was quite expensive for a game that had only recently been released. Because of that price, not many players were able to get it when it first appeared in the game. When it was released, it generated 2 million money per second, which at the time was actually a very strong amount compared to many other brainrots available in the early versions of the game. However, after some time it was removed from the game and can no longer be obtained in the index, which means that today it is considered completely unobtainable. New players can no longer unlock it, and only the players who bought it during that period still have it. Players who bought it since it was a limited edition were actually able to upgrade it over time until it generated 10 million money per second, making it much more powerful than when it originally released. Because of this, it became a pretty valuable brainrot for the players who managed to get it early. The Cafe Trinity was a brainrot that I personally liked quite a lot. Its design was a bit strange and even somewhat disturbing when it first appeared, which made it stand out compared to other designs in the game at the time. But as the game kept evolving, its textures and overall look were improved, and now it appears much more polished and visually pleasant than before. It's a very curious brainrot overall, and one that many players today probably don't even know existed, especially those who started playing long after it had already been removed from the game. Number 2. Hackers on the leaderboards. Before, in the game, the global top leaderboard was almost completely dominated by hackers. For a period of time, if you check the rankings, many of the players at the very top were using exploits to gain an unfair advantage. Some people in the community clearly remember this period, while others who joined later might not even know it ever happened. The strange part is that the creators seem to be aware of the situation, but for a while it looked like nothing was being done about it. This situation lasted for around 3 weeks, and during that time the global top remained filled with these kinds of players. Many of them were using the well-known hack called Delta, which allowed them to progress much faster than normal players. Because they were not getting banned at the time, they kept appearing on the leaderboard again and again without facing any consequences. For regular players, this became pretty frustrating since it was almost impossible to compete fairly against people using hacks. Even if someone tried to climb the leaderboard legitimately, they would usually end up being pushed down by players exploiting the system. After some time, the creator finally decided to take action. A large number of players who were using these exploits were banned, and the leaderboard was cleaned from most of those accounts. This marked a big change for the game, since it allowed legitimate players to finally compete for the top positions without dealing with hackers everywhere. Nowadays, it is much harder to see hackers in the leaderboard. The moderation is stricter, and if someone using exploits appears in the rankings, they are usually detected and removed relatively quickly. Because of that, it's now far more difficult for hackers to stay in the global top leaderboard for long periods of time. The leaderboard is no longer dominated by hackers like it was before. And if someone tries to use Delta or any other exploit, they will most likely end up getting banned and removed from the rankings not long after. Number 3. Bombardero Cocodrilo. The previous skin of the Bombardero Cocodrilo was quite disturbing. Its design was very strange and for some people it was even scary, since its appearance was very different from the current one. Personally, I think the current design is much better and more polished than the previous one. It looks cleaner compared to the old skin and improves a lot compared to the design it had before. If you want, I can bring a video talking about the old skins of several brainrots, comparing the previous designs with the current ones and seeing which ones improved the most over time. Number 4. Old interface. Let's continue with the old interface. Many people will remember this because it happened recently. The game looked like it had been made very quickly, and no one expected it to become so viral in such a short time. It was noticeable that they were not prepared for the growth the game had. There were very simple elements, and it looked more like a game focused on getting Robux rather than entertaining players, since several things looked basic and poorly developed within the interface. Currently, the design is more polished, more organized, and visually better. You can tell it has evolved along with the growth of the game, improving compared to how it used to be and clearly showing a change from the old interface. Number 5. Free Brainrots. Many people will remember this, especially those who started playing a long time ago. It was located at the base or near the map vendor, in a place where several players would see it when starting the game. It was obtained simply by joining the game's group, and it was automatically given when entering the game without needing to do anything else on the map. It wasn't a very strong Brainrot, but it helped new players a lot, especially when they were just starting in the game and needed something to begin with. Nowadays, it's no longer there like before, but many people remember it because it was their first support inside the game and because it was present when they first started playing. Next, the removed upgrade vendor. Before, there were two vendors, one for speed and another for upgrades. They were separated in the lobby, and each one had its own function, one focused on speed and the other on upgrades. The upgrade vendor was removed and all its functions were integrated into the current speed and jump vendor, leaving everything in a single place. Now, the upgrades are included together with speed and jump in the same vendor. Although many people liked the previous system because everything was separated, it's understandable that they removed it to avoid overcrowding the lobby with too many elements, keeping everything more organized in one vendor. Finally, the old map size. This happened recently, probably less than a month ago. The map was expanded significantly to the sides, increasing the space it previously had and making it larger compared to before. The change was noticeable because the map was no longer the same as the previous one and now had more space on the sides. The exact reason is not known, but it was probably done to allow the appearance of more Brainrots and improve the progression within the game, allowing players to advance better and obtain more Brainrots around the map. And well, YouTube people, that's the video for today with some facts that some of you might already know and many others probably didn't. If you want another part, you already know what to do. 500 likes and 100 comments and I'll bring the next video. You can also help me by commenting facts, secrets, or ideas for future videos, because sometimes it takes a lot of searching to find good information for these kinds of videos. And finally, don't forget to subscribe, because we're very close to reaching 3,000 subscribers, and with your support, we can reach that goal much faster.